And won the spin.
So welcome back once again, everybody, to the Longulf Grand Slam here in Weybridge. The sun has deserted us, but the action certainly hasn't. We still have one more semi-final and the final to bring you. Just seen Marcus Willis cruise through his semi-final in very comfortable fashion indeed. So he is the first name into the final. And it is now the second semi-final with two regulars that we often see going deep in tournaments. Simon Roberts there on your screen, and up the other end of the court, Adam Hassan. Two evenly matched players, possibly Roberts just with the edge, but normally a really good match, Mikey.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. As you mentioned, we always enjoy watching Simon Roberts. I think he's perhaps the standout player of the last year. But he's up against a really good athlete in Adam Hassan. And we saw his athleticism just in that previous point. He had to leap over the sponsorship boards and did very well to keep his footing. And I think this one might just be played with a smile on the face of many a fan.
That's a super volley to win it as well. What a point to start us off. Roberts thought the lob from Hassan halfway through that rally was just long, but he did well to retain his concentration.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Adam. I thought it was just long, but they carried on, and the rally was very entertaining. The thing about these two players is they use the dimensions of the court so well. They know exactly where they can put the ball.
No, don't rush it.
Game, Roberts.
That's what he does.
Roberts leads by 1 game to love.
Starts with a love game, and Hassan, after playing some good stuff in that first game, has absolutely nothing to show for it, and well, that's why they call him the machine.
Yeah, this is Simon Roberts' first tournament of 2018. He's living abroad, so is unable to play many of the events, which I'm sure is blessed relief for a lot of the players, such as was his dominance certainly last year. Won every single event that he entered last year, Simon Roberts. But you've got to go back to September 2016 for the last time Simon Roberts entered a touch tennis event and didn't win it. That was the Sangyong Masters event in Cirencester, where he reached the semi-finals, but since then he has won every event since. So that is just an example of the dominance that Roberts has had on the touch tennis tour.
And still yet to win a point here, Hassan.
It's just so frustrating to play against Roberts. You don't necessarily think that he's doing anything particularly spectacular. Doesn't have any major weapons in terms of a big forehand or a big backhand, but he is just so good at getting balls back in court, making you play the extra ball, forcing you to go for serves like that because his return is so good. And then, of course, that then causes errors, forces errors from Hassan's racket.
Oh, just about missed that one. There we go. First point on the board.
15-40.
Let's have a contest here.
I thought we may see a golden set at one stage there.
Oh no!
And that's a really simple volley that Hassan's missed as well.
Game,
so Roberts off to
Roberts leads by 2 games to love.
Complete miss hit there. He even had a bit of a chuckle to himself, Hassan. I don't think he could quite believe how poor the volley was. Good friends, these two. Met each other so often.
Love
That's a clever
15.
shot from Adam Hassan. Really do enjoy watching him play. Oh, well done. What a shot that is
Love
from Hassan.
30.
And perhaps he is just coming to the party now.
Anything else?
15-30.
Well, they've met each other 7 times, these two. And, well, it doesn't read particularly well for Adam Hassan. All 7 have gone the way of Simon Roberts, but perhaps that's a little misleading. They've been very tight, quite a few of those matches. In fact, 4 of those 7 have actually gone the distance, so that just shows there's not too much to separate them, but it is Roberts who has the edge.
15-40.
Point that was, it was close. The
30,
previous
40.
backhand from Roberts, that one just there, clearly just caught the line, and lovely cross-court forehand into the open court.
That's exactly the sort of rally I think we expected to see, Adam, in this encounter.
Oh, now the backhand pass.
Sudden death, receiver's choice.
So, deciding point, and a big point in the context of this first set for Adam Hassan. Yeah, good volley.
Game. Hassan.
And Hassan has done really well there,
Roberts
kept his
leads
composure.
by 2 games
And
to
after
Rob.
a poor start, he has just about been able to break back, and it's 2-1.
Oh, look. If only that was a live stream, that's what we want. That's more pleasure than winning this title. Pizzas are right.
You guys are still battling. I've got an absolute Domino's feast right here.
Oh, because I've got hat hair.
Time. Love 15.
These two playing for the right to take on Marcus Willis in the final.
$15-all.
Just starting to get a foothold in this now. Hassan.
Yeah, they met each other twice last year, Hassan and Roberts. First of all at the Unilever Masters in Portsmouth.
30-15.
Adam Hassan, no doubt, still having nightmares over that one. He won the first set 4-1. Fairly sure he was a break-up in the second set as well, but Roberts came back to win the second 4-2 and then won the decider 4-1. And then they also met at the Masters Cup back in December of last year. Roberts a little more straightforward on that occasion, 4-2, 4-1.
Oh.
To win yet another title.
40-15.
Poor game this from Roberts.
Yeah, a couple of gifts, which you don't see too often.
Game.
And another
Hassan.
one there.
2 games all.
So Hassan from 2-love down does well, brings it back to 2 games all. Wasn't the greatest returning game that Roberts will ever have.
Just wonder how much of a psychological advantage it is for Roberts over everybody else in the field, that he can look back on that recent record of not losing a tournament that he's entered since mid-2016, did he mention?
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Love 15.
He knows that if he turns up, he's likely to win the thing. And
But he
that's
hasn't
such
been
a
playing
confidence
much,
boost.
so just wonder whether that will have any bearing. And of course, Marcus Willis, we don't often see. I think most of those tournaments, if not all of them, that Roberts played over the course of the last 18 months or so, Marcus Willis wasn't in the field, so
Sorry.
hasn't been playing
Love
someone
30.
of Willis's calibre, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it such an interesting evening ahead. That jeopardy slightly that, of course, Willis, such a talent, doesn't play a great deal,
Love 40.
but he's been in fine form. And this is shaky from Roberts.
Yeah, after such a fine start, he's really come off the boil here, so more break points for Hassan.
$15, 40.
Stayed low, that forehand. Lots of whip on that.
Yep.
Yes, too good.
That's a really good
30,
forehand. You
40.
heard Adam Hassan just say, yeah, too good.
Close side. Right. Oh, let's see a slam. Very big.
So 2 saved, still 2 more to come.
Long.
Yeah, has been called out.
Due
So
sudden death, receiver's choice.
this will hurt Adam Hassan if he's unable to get the break from Love
Inside.
40.
It was long, that.
Oh,
Game,
what a gift
Hassan.
from Simon Roberts after all
Hassan
that
leads
hard
by
work.
3 games to 2.
It is
First
Adam
set.
Hassan who gets the break and will now serve for the opening set. 3-2 he leads.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding comeback, this, from Hassan.
Yes, true.
2-love down, and, well, where has this gone wrong for Roberts? Doesn't usually do too much wrong. I don't think he'll be too unnerved, though. Looks fairly relaxed still.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Want the lemon or the orange?
Chatting away.
Fine there.
Yeah, he's one of those players, isn't he? You never quite know whether he's winning or losing. If you were just to see him from a distance on the court, keeps his emotions to himself, which can be quite frustrating to play against, I think. Sometimes you want to see an opponent losing the plot a bit or screaming and shouting, but you never get that really
Right.
with Simon Roberts. Very cool customer.
That's why I'm the ump. That's why I'm the ump.
Were you a screamer and shouter, Mikey, back in the day?
Not really. I think I might be more in the Roberts school.
Sums you up.
Yeah. Cool, calm, collected.
Yeah.
Don't feel very cool right now. It's
No,
very
it
warm
is
still.
incredibly warm here, as it has been all day, even though the sun has completely gone, you can see. Bathed in shade now, the courts, but no let up in the temperature. I mean, we're sweating sat down in the commentary box,
Love
so
15.
Dread to think what the players are going through. Been playing for what, nearly 10 hours or so today.
Oh, what a point.
Love
Great
30.
hands. These guys are lightning quick.
And what a pickup that was from Roberts on the half volley.
Love 40.
It's a soft service game.
$15, $40.
Well, interestingly, I mentioned they've played each other 7 times. On 3 of those occasions, it has been Adam Hassan who's won the first set and has gone on to lose each and every one of them. The Unilever Masters in Portsmouth last year, the British Hardcourt Masters back in 2016, and also the Mayfield Tennis Club Charity Masters in 2015.
Game Roberts, 3 games
First
all.
set on each
First
and every
set.
occasion, went on to lose in 3. Of course, this now a 5-set match.
You can get it.
And another example of the ridiculous defence of Roberts there.
Come on out.
Yeah, 3 games all. This first set, very, very close.
No, you joking?
15, love.
Don't let me strike.
Oh, that is what they're playing for. You can see the massive trophy in the corner at the top there.
Yeah, Rashid was boasting earlier, wasn't he, that his name's on the trophy 9 times.
He was.
Didn't see it, I must be said. That's a great overhead. Difficult that when you're scampering backwards to
30, love.
manage to hit the overhead pretty deep on the court, but he did well.
Yeah, nice finish. Do feel like
30-15.
Roberts has just recovered from that minor wobble.
I just saw Marcus Willis there in the background, just checking out his opponents that he's going to play in the
15.
final. I suppose a slight advantage for Willis that he played his semi-final first, so he just gets a little more of a break. And of course, with time not necessarily on our side with the light, you'd imagine the final will start pretty quickly after this semi-final ends. Coming up to 25-9 here in Weybridge. Got what, about an hour or so's more light, something like that. Oh, that's a
40,
good
30.
lead from Hassan.
Wonderful judgment. I told you they know the exact dimensions of these courts, these two.
It's one of the volunteers in the background as well. They've been superb for us today as well. Events like this wouldn't happen without the volunteers. Oh, it's an incredible point. It's one of the points of the day. That is finished off by Adam
Sudden death
Hassan. It
receiver's
looked as
choice.
though Roberts had got back in the point with
Deuce side.
some incredible defence, but the hand skills of Hassan on show. It's wide. And Hassan breaks
Out.
again, and he will have
Game,
the opportunity
Hassan.
to
Hassan
serve
leads
out
by 4 games
this
to 3.
first set. 4-3 leads.
I mean, this is, I think, exactly what we expected. It's such a close encounter, this. And Hassan, well, that
By
was
4 games
wonderful.
to 3.
last couple of points.
Suspense.
And if this is a long match, we are getting to the point where lights might be an issue with the final coming up.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's been such a lovely day will help us, of course. Should stay lighter a bit longer, but yeah, if this one does go the distance, then you are beginning to worry.
Time.
Not even one set in here.
No, I don't think so. Went over there.
Coming up to 20-9, so
Your serve. Love 15.
there's a wonderful return from Roberts there. Right in the slot. Yeah, such a big field that's entered this tournament. It has been a struggle to squeeze it all in. Maybe next year it might have to be dwindled down ever so slightly.
Yeah, it's unsurprising that it's such a big field,
15.
such a good field, such a strong field. It's one of the standout fixtures, really, of the calendar.
Of uncharacteristic errors, and it is Adam Hassan who has set points here. After such a quick start from Simon Roberts as well, he raced into a 2-love lead.
Fired back there.
40-30.
There's a little bit of frustration, I think, just bottled up in that.
Oh, it's an incredible pass. Looked as though Hassan had done everything right,
Jeez.
and then Roberts
Sudden
finds
death,
something
receiver's
special.
choice. G's side.
Yeah, it is magical, that, from Roberts. Stayed in the rally, very tight, and then bang. And Hassan is off.
He's had enough. So it's a set point. It's also a break point.
Time violation.
I think Simon Roberts has just asked for a time violation, as Hassan had to go and fetch the ball himself. Quite sure why none of the fans just behind the court went and got it.
Sorry, Hass, I'll throw it better next time.
Sure, Roberts isn't too disappointed, just to have a little bit of time to catch his breath. So set point Hassan, break point Roberts.
Out.
Oh, it's long,
Game, Robert.
and a tie break
4 games
will be
all.
needed.
Tie break.
Can just never write out Simon Roberts.
This is a poor game.
Out.
It's away.
1 love.
Ever so
Hassan.
slightly long.
That's long. It was a good point from
2
Hassan.
love. Hassan.
Perfect start to the breaker for him. Now that looked long and it's been
2-1.
called long.
Hassan.
Volley, you've lost the point. Think.
Remonstrating with himself out there.
Oh, how's that floated?
Just
Hill.
away. It was difficult, really. It's down low. That's such a good shot from Roberts.
Yeah, you feel this is really important for Adam Hassan to win this opening set after already missing a couple of set points. With the record that he's got against Roberts, 0-7. Could well get his head down if he's unable to take this first set. Oh, you are kidding me.
Wow.
What a point that was. Hassan nearly breaking his leg to get one of
3-2.
them back.
Robert.
I mean, this just had a bit of everything. What a point. And that is how hard it is to get a point off Simon Roberts when he's in this mood.
Ah, nicely done.
4-2.
Hassan
Roberts.
defending the net as best as he possibly could, but the hits just kept on coming, and it is now Simon Roberts with a couple of set points of his own.
It's away.
Game first set.
And Simon Roberts, well,
by
what a
5
good
games
finish
to
that
4.
was to the first set from him. Fine tie-break. And yeah, that's nice to see Hassan and Roberts just high-fiving after a wonderful first set. What was that, about half an hour?
Yeah, but as he so often does, not at his best there, Simon Roberts, but still comes out on top. And Adam Hassan must be thinking that that was a set that really got away from him. He had 40-15, a couple of set points did Hassan, but Roberts just keeps fighting. His defensive abilities on show for everyone to see, and it's now a long way back for Hassan against someone that he's never beaten. Marcus Willis just sitting patiently, probably wants this one to go on as long as he can. Simon Roberts just checking the time. I don't blame him. Probably thinking, boy, I need to win this in straight sets just to try and be able to squeeze the final in. If this does go to 5, I don't think we can fit the final in, unless
Can we play in the dark?
Yeah, could be like the Rafa Roger final of 2008 at Wimbledon. They finished in basically pitch darkness.
Love 15.
Important first game this for Hassan, because that really was a hammer blow, losing that first set. He was in command. Roberts able to squeeze it out.
Yeah, it's
15
really good from Hassan.
But
But if you want a quick match, these two probably the worst combination because they have so many lengthy matches, so many lengthy rallies. It's just wide.
Agree, Si?
Yeah, that was.
40-15.
Did Eddie set caught the edge? I was joking. Scum.
40-30.
Yes!
Game
To the net.
Hassan.
So Hassan takes the opening game
Hassan
of the
leads
second
by
set.
1 game to love. Second set.
What can he find here, Hassan, in response?
I have. Oh, sorry.
Very hard semi.
Oh, we did say this was an important first game for Hassan. He's done the job.
Out.
That's away.
15
Already away
left.
after that one.
Which means it was the wrong shot.
Fifteen all. Out. 30-15. Sorry, correction. 15-30.
That's a super
15-40.
return from Hassan. You can see Rashid there in the background trying to give some encouragement to Adam Hassan. He's got break points here.
Game
There is
Hassan.
the break.
Hassan
So
leads by 2
Hassan-
games to love. Second set.
Really has responded well after losing the first set by the agony of the tie-break. He's a break in front in the second. 2-love. Roberts won't be too disheartened, though. Had to fight his way back in that first set. He's used to it.
Well, once again, Hassan is
15
leaping
love.
over the advertising boards. He's doing so well at that. Look at this.
Yeah, Roberts' defensive lob is just the best on tour for me. So often makes it. Not only makes it, but landing it right on the baseline.
Yes, big.
That's nice. Went straight back behind
15-0.
Hassan.
Oh, that's ugly.
15-30. Out.
Oh, he's gone after that.
15-40.
Ankle just helping out to Hassan this time. Made it very awkward there for Roberts. He almost got it back.
Yeah,
Well,
Roberts.
I did say that Simon Roberts wouldn't be too disheartened about going a breakdown.
Hassan leads by 2 games to 1. Second
Responds
set.
very
Roberts
quickly
by 1
indeed.
set to love.
And it's 2-1 to Adam Hassan now.
Oh, I just feel this has a long way to travel just yet. These two very well matched here this evening. Everyone full of smiles after a long day. It's been a very enjoyable day.
Turn off that, turn off that. Yeah, turn off. Time.
What's that, mate?
Nice.
Hi.
15 love.
So much venom in that forehand from Roberts.
Love.
And again, just covering the net very nicely indeed. There's so many facets to the game of Roberts. Always asking questions. It's a stern examination you get when you take him on. I think that's on the line.
40 love.
No, it's not. It is just out.
Yeah, it must have been pretty close. Roberts did immediately give a little glare up to the umpire. Oh, well, shades of Nick
Game,
Kyrgios
Roberts,
from Adam
2
Hassan
games.
there. Bit of a trick shot, why not?
Well, that's the sort of flair we like to see. Very well executed by Hassan, but Roberts has no time for that.
Oh, that's a lovely angle that Hassan's found there. Didn't try and
15
overhit. Knew that he just had to use the angle to his benefit, and it was so wide and so acute, Roberts could get nowhere near it.
No.
15 all.
At this level, that's so frustrating.
Thirty 15. 40-15.
Yeah, just long,
Game,
so good hold from
Hassan.
Hassan. He stops
Hassan
the
leads
rot
by
after
3
losing
games
the
to 2, second
previous
set.
2 games.
Roberts by 1 set to love.
And again, it's just 1 game away from taking the second set. Leads 3-2.
Like, literally.
Time. That's good. Well, come on.
Oi. Painting.
Just missed it. The time is very much against us here. Sunset in Weybridge tonight, 9:18. It is now 8:57. When you think we've still got the final to come as well, you are struggling really to see how this is going to finish.
It'll work itself out, I'm sure.
I wonder if Rashid is perhaps thinking about making them best of 3 rather than best of 5, although I guess that completely negates the whole point of the slam,
15-all.
being a best of 5 tournament.
Agree?
I suppose if it was being played on a Saturday, you could in theory ask them to come back tomorrow, but
Yeah.
don't think that's an option.
Well, I'm sure Rash has thought of everything. Swats it
15-30.
away with disdain by Hassan as he, well, just draws closer to taking this second set. We have seen some very long matches today. We've seen matches which have got towards the sort of hour and a half, 2-hour mark.
Yeah, certainly earlier on, there's one match in particular which just seemed to go on forever and ever. I think Simon Roberts was
30-all.
actually waiting for that match to finish
Yeah, he
so he
was.
could play his first round match, and he was just sat inside for hours and hours, it seemed, before actually stepping foot onto the court.
Long.
That was long.
40-30. Game,
Yeah,
Roberts.
frustration.
3 games all, second set.
And it is 3 games all as this second set.
Hasn't worked far, though.
Well, it's very tough to call which way it's going to go right now.
Yeah, be disappointed with that, Hassan, after getting to 15-30. It's a real opportunity there to try and close out this second set, but once again, Roberts showing all that fighting spirit that he possesses. Big forehand.
Love 15.
And this is probably where Roberts will try and make his move.
Love 30.
Come on, Al.
Yeah.
Team go.
Fifteen 30.
That was a good sneak forward there from Hassan, completely
30 all.
caught Roberts off guard. He didn't see him coming. Great volley as well.
I already struggle with concentration.
He just did the boot.
That's the way. Yeah.
40 30.
Hassan sneaks ahead here. Look close to that.
Deuce.
Just
Sudden
missed it.
death. Receiver's choice. Deuce side.
So sudden death point. And a big point as well in the context of this second set of this match. Well, what a vicious slice
Okay,
that was.
Roberts.
In fairness, I think he
Roberts
got a bit of a
lead
horrible
by
bounce.
4 games to 3. Second
Which did
set.
Hassan
and
no
by 1
favours
set
at all,
to
but
love.
it is Roberts who breaks, and it will be Roberts to serve for the second set as well.
Yeah, it was an absolutely wicked bounce there. No chance, really.
Oh. Steady. Ah. Time.
Away.
Love 15.
Let's go.
Ah.
15 all.
No.
30 15.
So we have had just had confirmation, sorry, that the final will be a best of 3 rather than a best of 5.
I think that's a
of the
good
light.
choice, Adam, with the light fading.
No.
What?
The only choice, really, that.
Yeah, and
30 all.
we've also been told if Hassan wins this set, it will then just be a deciding set to separate them. We're unsure what's going to happen if Simon Roberts wins this set.
We'll find out.
We may do.
Maybe.
We may not.
30-40.
Break points. Oh, into the net. It was a good rally. It was a patient rally from both of them.
Receiver's choice.
Hassan still has break point, though, to try and take this to a tie break.
Let's go juice side, mate.
Juice side.
Oh, nicely done.
Game
It's another
and
set
second set, Roberts.
in the
Roberts
bag for
leads
Simon
by
Roberts.
2 sets to love.
And it looks as though we are going to continue with Roberts winning that set.
Okay.
5-4, 5-3. Roberts with a 2 sets to love lead.
Time.
Me, mate, me.
Yeah, yours.
We good?
Yeah, just got to play. Just got to shorten the changeovers.
$15 love.
That's as good as it gets.
30 love.
Hassan not giving up hope just yet. He still feels as though he can turn this one around. Why not with
30-15.
shots as good as that?
Oh. 30 all.
Just wear it for me. That was last night.
30-40.
You're so ready to collect from the dry cleaner.
Juice. Sudden death.
And it's a
Receiver's
close
choice.
game
Juice
to
side.
start off this third set. Wouldn't expect anything less from these two right now. And that is fired away, and Hassan, he's
Game.
down.
Roberts. Roberts
he
leads
down and
by
out?
1 game to love. Third
Roberts fizzes that one past. And how much fight is left in Hassan?
Hang on, mate.
Let Golo play by himself.
Then you get scratched.
Yeah, they're good. If they scratch, it automatically gives me the trophy.
Let Golo play them by himself.
Can someone sub me, like Eddie?
Yeah,
15 love.
Showboating there. Oh, this time it's Roberts' turn to be ball boy.
Yeah, Hassan in deep conversations with Rashid as well. Quite sure what they're saying, but possibly something about the lights.
Okay.
Oh,
You okay?
well, I hope he's okay.
30 love.
Oh, this is the effect Simon Roberts has.
Still smiling, so I think he's okay to continue.
I think I spent more time on the floor in this match than hitting forehand. Let's hit a forehand. Hey, Stu. Let's rip one. There it is.
40 love.
Well, Hassan just going for his shots now. Perhaps he thinks that's the best way of trying to get back into this one.
Any chance?
It looks as though
Any
Roberts is
chance?
going to extend his head-to-head record to 8-0.
Robert, you got it, yeah?
Don't really need the players having to fetch their own balls either. That's certainly not speeding things up. Wow, that was nice.
Game, Robert.
Perfect start to the third
Roberts
set.
leads by 2 games to love. Third set.
Just a couple of games from booking his spot in the final.
Yeah, it's confident play from Roberts. And I think Hassan might have checked out here.
Love 15.
Can't really blame him either. He's had chances in the first and
Order of
second set,
sanity.
but been frustrated in his efforts.
Yeah, we said at the time, didn't we,
Love
just how
30.
important that first set was for Adam Hassan. He had chances, he had set points that he wasn't able to take. And since then, Roberts has taken control. And you sense is just perhaps a couple of minutes away from booking his spot in the final.
Still fighting.
15-30. Big serve. 15-40.
Done a few times today. Hassan just sneaked forward and tried to catch Roberts off guard.
Can you catch Roberts off guard?
Not by the looks of it.
Game, Roberts.
It's another game.
Roberts leads by 3 games to love.
And Roberts is
And by
one
2
game
sets
away.
to
3 love in the third set. Will it be a Roberts-Willis final?
It's a difficult one, this, really, for Hassan. I think in some way he's feeling the pressure of
The lights.
the 5 sets, the light. I mean, he is a player who is capable of mounting a comeback like this. He's a great fighter. If he was 2 sets down to Roberts, who knows? He may
Time.
lose comfortably in 3 sets, but I think if it was the middle of the day, he might be giving this a bigger effort.
Yeah, I agree.
Being a team player, I think, for the tournament.
I agree as well. Yeah, I think really, before this match started, they should have said, this is a best of 3. I think, although it seems a pretty silly thing to say, considering Roberts holds a 7-0 record over Hassan, but they are very evenly matched. There's not much separating them. I think it was pretty obvious that this was going to be reasonably lengthy, even if it was won in straight sets. Wasn't going to be done in
Love 15.
half an hour.
He's missed that, hasn't he?
If it goes dark, it's your fault.
Paint those lines.
Yeah.
Of 30.
I will get that in.
He's making that clear, Lucy.
Of 30.
Oh, that is some drop shot from Hassan, who is
Love
bringing
40.
out all the tricks and flicks now.
Right.
Look at that, nearly bounced over the net. We saw, did Adrian Manarino do that last season, I think, on the tennis circuit? Hit a drop shot that then spanned back over his own net.
I think so.
Oh.
No.
No?
No.
No. Game. Hassan, 3 games to 1. Third set.
That does
Overall.
restore some pride. That's good to see from Hassan.
So is my body.
I'm pretty sure the first point of that game belonged to Roberts as well. The
It's dark.
overhead was quite clearly out, I thought. Doesn't look too phased out there, Adam Hassan, considering the score. I think, as you say, he has checked out of this.
Yeah, and Roberts is going to have to probably go straight into the final, so that might just favour Willis. He's been chilling for an hour.
Yep, definite advantage there. Although he doesn't seem to be lacking stamina, Simon Roberts. Don't think it will particularly bother him.
He's the machine.
Love 30.
I missed a lot of those. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus, Mary.
30-15.
Well, it's a lovely
40,
point. Look
15.
where Hassan ended up.
Where's he going?
That was generous.
That hip flexor is not liking this.
Not only that one, but to get this one back as well.
Oh, God.
A hop, skip,
Oh,
and a
God.
jump.
Going around the houses here in Weybridge.
But it is Roberts with match points.
Huh? Come on, keep him out here.
30-40.
I think Adam Hassan just shouted, "You can have it, Si." Just delaying the inevitable, you feel.
What was that Blue Peter comment? Oh, nice one.
Gee, sudden death, receiver's choice.
This isn't done and dusted
No,
just yet.
Possibly not.
I mean, he's, of course, with every right to go keep fighting here. He signed up for a 5-set match.
Yep. We may well get one here.
Oh.
No, we won't. What a way
Game,
to lose
set,
it.
match. Simon Roberts, 3
Well,
sets
Simon
to love.
Roberts hasn't played much
5-4,
touch tennis in
5-3,
2018, but he
4-1.
doesn't look rusty at all. It's another final, and it's
shit.
another victory over Adam Hassan. 5-4, 5-3, 4-1. It'll be Simon Roberts against Marcus Willis in the final here at the Longulf Grand Slam.
And it's a super final we have in store. Simon Roberts, he's all smiles. It was a very good performance. At times, Hassan, well, had him on the ropes slightly in the first and second set, but he just always finds a way. Hassan with some brilliant moments, as always. But Simon Roberts, the machine, is in fine working order, and he's safely into another final.